finally simplifying the world of podcasting for you. Today, we are diving in to key decision every podcaster faces, and that's choosing your format. There are a number of formats you can choose from, each with its own pros and cons. So today, I'm going to break them down for you. First, we have solo shows. This is a solo show, or episode, I should say. In solo shows, it's just you, your microphone, and your listeners. It gives you complete control over your content and can create strong personal connections with your audience. However, it can also be a bit challenging because you have to carry the entire conversation. It requires a lot of preparation, I can tell you that, and research to ensure each episode is engaging and informative. I can tell you the solo shows take quite a bit of work, a lot more prep, I think, than the interview shows. And an interview show, that brings guests onto your podcast. It's a discussion or an interview. The major benefit here is the diversity of content and perspectives you can offer with your audience. Plus, having guests can also help grow your listener base as they share their audience with their own networks. On the flip side, scheduling and preparing for interviews can also be time consuming, and you'll be somewhat dependent on your guests for content. And the quality of the episode is also a little bit dependent on your guests. Now, a third episode is like what Imperfect Marketing is, right? I have Imperfect Marketing Briefs, which are solo shows that I choose to have as really short ones, and also interviews, right? It gives you the best of both worlds. It combines the challenges of both formats, okay? So you have that balance. But recording on your own schedule for your solo episodes as you bulk record is a really good thing to be able to have. And working into other people's schedules can sometimes be difficult. So now let's talk about format of audio versus video. Audio-only podcasts are the traditional format. They're less technically demanding. They can be consumed anywhere, during a commute, at the gym, or while cooking dinner. Video podcasts, on the other hand, can create more engaging experience for your audience. They can set your expressions. They can see your expressions, They can see your guests and any visual content you might want to share. But they are harder to produce depending on how you do them. They require more resources in terms of equipment and editing. Plus, they require your audience to be more actively engaged, which can limit when and where they tune in. Now, I'm a big fan of the audio-only podcast, and that's why I started Imperfect Marketing that way, mostly because I didn't want to do my hair for every episode. But I recently rolled out my YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel, I really don't, if you're watching there, I don't really edit the podcast at all. I have a podcast editor who will edit my interview shows because those are the key cornerstone content of Imperfect Marketing. Because I want you to learn and hear the opinions of others because, again, marketing is not a perfect science, right? So I think it all comes down to what you're willing to invest in it and what you want to put together. Now, there's no reason you can't have both. I encourage you to think about having both because, again, you're providing the content that people want to engage with. So how do you choose? Well, I want you to consider your resources, your audience, your content. If you're just starting out and resources are really limited, a solo show, audio-only podcast might be the way to go. If you're struggling with ideas and you're worried that things are going to fade quickly and you're going to suffer from podcast fade, well, that's okay. Then start with an audio-only interview show. Any of them are just as easy to start. It just depends on what resources you have and what time you have to invest in this, right? So again, as you grow and gain more resources, on episode 100 is when I started 101 is when I started rolling out the video podcasts. Didn't do it for the first 100 episodes. That's okay, right? Because I like to read my brief scripts because I actually script them out. But how do you choose? Okay. So again, I want you to think about the time and effort that you have and what your appetite is for being on screen versus audio only. The bottom line is choose a format that suits your strengths, your content, and your audience. Your audience is at the heart of everything that you do. And just remember that nothing is set in stone. You can always evolve your podcast as it grows and as you change. So thank you so much for tuning in to another Imperfect Marketing Brief, where we're helping you navigate your podcasting journey in this series of episodes. This is, I think, the final episode on podcasting for now, but I have several different interviews with guests all about podcasting and guesting on podcasts and different ways that you can test things out. Until next time, happy podcasting and have a great rest of your day.